Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of VenTalk. I am Nicholas and I am from Wisdom Youth United. And today we always have our Venerable Jonathan in the house today. Let's welcome him.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Nick, for joining us today.
Alright, so today's topic will be how to be a great leader number 2. So, before we start, let's watch a video to recap what was happening in our first session. Please enjoy.
Your Majesty, as a king, you should love your people as your own children. A king should not oppress the people. Life should be valued equally, as nothing is more honorable than life itself. Whatever the hierarchy, every person has an inner self that can shine forth.
Buddha, please let go of me. I am dirty.
Niti, we should not look down upon ourselves. One does not become distinguished by one's birth, but by one's behavior. You clear the dirt from people's homes. I clear the dirt from people's hearts. Hence, you and I are the same. Please rise. Rahula, is the water in this basin drinkable?
Of course not.
You are just like the water in this basin, essentially clean, but as you persistently tell lies, you become tainted. No one will cherish you. Aniruddha, let me do the sowing for you. Neither the disciples nor the sentient beings have I ever considered as mine. I am but just a member of the Sangha.
Well-honored one, why do you sit under a withered tree exposed to the sun? Please go into the shade.
The shelter of your own clan is far better shade than that of any tree. Your Majesty, can you not feel it? Since enlightenment, I've shown you the noble eightfold path. Right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. I have never wearied of teaching the Dharma.
Alright, so Fashi, as the video shows, so what do you feel about the video?
Okay, I will share with you guys the first segment of the video, which is the king and the Buddha. So as you can see, the king is quite worried and asks the Buddha for advice. So the Buddha gives the king a few advice. So a king is a leader himself, and he asks advice from the Buddha, and he has to listen to the Buddha's advice, so he can know that no, Buddha has a lot of wisdom. And
Yeah, correct.
and in the story, no, Buddha explained that everyone has like hidden potential. So as a leader, it's very important for us to see everyone that they have this potential that can unleash and help other people. So I think this is very, very important as a leader to differentiate each and everyone and know what they are good at and dedicate the job. So yes, he has this compassion to see everyone equally.
Yeah, that is a person who really has a lot of compassion and wisdom to do so. And of course, and with this trait of his, let's head to the dirty man section. So he actually, as part of the video, you guys have seen that he actually helped this dirty man, to stand up. So this actually teaches me to not judge a person by the appearance. So actually, it's actually quite hard to do it lah. Because normally in the outside world, we tend to judge a person by appearance. So because he actually has the wisdom, he can actually see the purity of this individual, no matter how this person looks like. So to share with the audience, please, we should learn from Buddha in a way that we shouldn't judge a person by appearance, because we actually don't really know what this person is thinking. Maybe this person have good intentions. So yeah, so even though this person may be fat, may be ugly, handsome, short, tall, we shouldn't judge a person based on appearance. Yeah.
Yes, I think never judge a book by its cover. Yeah, so move on to the next part, which is the king, running like towards Buddha with an army, like elephant running towards you. So how would you feel like elephant running towards you?
Wow, I tell you, I confirm will feel very scared. I'll definitely be like moving aside. Oh no, I don't want to be in any part of this problem.
Yes, so that king actually like go down and talk to Buddha, and he called him the honored one. So actually Buddha is very well known by then. So Buddha has this courage to stop the king, and he is able to stop the king with just a few words. So I think Buddha wisdom is as vast as the ocean. So move on to the next story.
Yes, as you can see that there's actually a very young monk, okay, and his name is Rahula. He is actually the son of Buddha, okay. And when we talk about the son of Buddha, we all know that how much virtuous deeds he actually did, right? So in the story, Rahula actually helps the Buddha to wash his legs. So using this opportunity, he actually teaches us not to lie, in a way that if we start lying, okay, the water will be contaminated, okay, just like how the water will be contaminated. So no one will actually, he actually asked Rahula whether, no one will actually drink the contaminated water, right? Okay, so because it's dirty, then Rahula is like, no, I won't drink the contaminated water. So he actually tells us not to lie, and if we start lying, no one will get near us. For example, if we start lying, people know that we lie, and people start to know that, oh, this guy, is actually quite tainted inside. So no one will happen to get close to us. Yeah.
See from the stories, the two very important traits that Buddha had is compassion and wisdom.
Yes, so Fashi, what is the definition of compassion? We would all like to know.
Alright, so the definition of compassion is a strong feeling of empathy and sadness for the suffering of others and a wish to help them. So that's actually two steps. So the first step is take away their suffering, and the second step is to give them happiness. So Buddha cherishes other people more than himself. So this is why he sees everyone equally.
Yes, I believe as what I mentioned just now, never judge a book by its cover. So that's one of the ways to see everyone equally. So I know it's hard to do, but if we start practicing and cultivate this, we'll have this very good habit. Yeah. So this will prevent us from making any kind of negative actions towards any kind of sentient beings.
Yes, so compassion is very important, but next, wisdom is also very important. So Nick, do you want to explain what is wisdom?
Yes, I will be happy to. So the definition of wisdom is actually the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So in short, the quality of being wise. So the quality of being wise, you are able to make the right decision to solve problems. And of course, number two, you will have the ability to predict negative actions from happening before something actually happens. A very good example would be Buddha explains in a few words to prevent negative actions from happening. So if you are a person who has a lot of wisdom, you are able to see what is going to happen. So you are able to stop, to stop things from happening, from causing other people to have negative actions.
So yes, wisdom is very important because we are making the decision every like now and then, right? No, for example, what do you want to eat during lunch? That is also a time for you to make decision. So having wisdom is very important so that you can make the right decision that leads you to the right path.
Yes, I totally agree.
Okay, so when we talk about compassion and wisdom, so I want to ask, like, how many leaders do you think are there?
Right, there's actually three types of leaders. Okay, so as you can see the slides.
Okay, so for the first type will be compassion. The second, wisdom. And the third is compassion and wisdom. So I will be going through the compassion part. So the compassion part of the leader is the ability to bring everyone together because of great communication skills, and he knows what other people is thinking. He put himself in other people's shoes so that, working with this kind of leaders, people will like to crowd around him and listen to him saying stories and his past experiences, and people are willing to work for him. People are willing to give him more. So do you have examples or life experience about this part?
Yes, definitely. I have a true, this example just happened yesterday, and it's actually one of our Wisdom United class. So we have a brave person who actually shared her problems in front of all the class during Zoom session. So it actually takes a lot of courage because no one will actually share their problems, because it may appear very embarrassing, and a lot of factors that will, to make a person from sharing their problems. So this person actually faced bullying in school, and no one would like to get bullied in school, right? Right.
Yes.
It is something that it is definitely a bad experience. Can even cause a person from skipping schools. Okay, but once you skip schools, then there will be a lot of problem adding up to this particular family. So what I realized from our Wisdom United class, when after the end of the class, everyone normally should leave, but some of us, and especially our Wisdom United youth leaders, shout out to our youth leaders. I totally respect you guys. They actually stay throughout after class to hear this particular person's problem. And after hearing that, it's not like short, it's actually pretty long, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes. They actually took their time to use and of course their heart to listen. And after listening to the troubles that she's going through, the youth leaders actually were there. So this shows a lot of compassion. They actually, tell her, don't give up, press on. We are always here for you. If you got any problems, please, share with us. So yeah, that is one of the example. And I really hope that all of us we start to practice compassion, because this is one of the good traits that we all know that will help us to be a very good leader. Yeah.
Yes, so being with a leader being with a compassionate leader is like working with your family members. So you feel the warmness with each other. But then do you think that just compassion is enough?
I don't think so. I think if a person lacks of wisdom, we normally have to tend to rely on others, right, Fashi?
Yes, yes. So if we only have compassion, that means we do not really have a strong wisdom that to choose the decision well. So we have to rely on many people to help us into building this like company or group of a project. Yeah, so wisdom is very important. So next, move on to the wisdom side of the leaders.
So, Fashi, what about the wisdom side?
Okay, the wisdom side is the ability to make a good decision and work towards the direction. So normally, if you are a wisdom-oriented leader, you're able to make decisions for the company, and all of your staff will just follow what you have made because you have the wisdom to foresee the future, and you can just set that goal, and people just run towards that goal. Yeah, that's the wisdom side of a leader.
Yes, very true, very true. And of course, Fashi, I would like to share an example here. So, for example, especially be it in the office or be it in school, one good example would be a group project. Okay, so group project. Okay, there will tend to be a person, or definitely you know that this colleague this person in the group project, is very smart. Whatever decisions he do, right, confirm will give you A, or confirm will give you a successful project in the end. So, however, this person, that this person is confirm correct. So the other people who give input in the project, right, confirm this guy will reject one, right? Because he already know how to get A or how to make this project successful, right? So with this attitude, right, a lot of people wouldn't want to be with him because he'll reject all of your input, which definitely shows no respect, end up causing negative action, right? So this person, I'm sure maybe you see him in the canteen or maybe you see him in the office, this person will always be alone all the time. Okay, unless no choice, you have to get together in a meeting. That one, no choice, right? You definitely have to see each other, right? So, because of the lack of compassion, right, no one will actually like to be around you. Do you agree, Fashi?
Yes, so I think in the office settings, I mean, if that kind of leader is that kind that always wants you to do the way he wants things to be done, then I think you wouldn't want to stuck in the office for very long, and after work you'll just like run off. Okay, so I think there's like 3 types of person. Yeah, so this is another segment which I want to add on. So the 3 types of leader, like when they are doing events. So the first type will be they will be able to solve the problems before the problem occurs during the event. The second type is they are able to solve the problem during that event. And of course, the third type is he's unable to solve the problem even though it happens in the event. So normally people will think that the second type is the better one because he's able to solve the problem during the event. But then the smartest one is he's able to predict the problem and solve it before the event.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what wisdom is. This is why wisdom is so important to all of us.
Correct. But Fashi, there's actually one more type of leader, right?
Yes. So this is the compassion and wisdom oriented. So this is the Buddha. So I have one quote for you guys. Wisdom and compassion must go side by side, like the wings of a bird. They strengthen each other, enabling us to reduce our affliction, embrace all with a peaceful mind, and achieve happiness.
Yes, Fashi, that's a very good sharing, and I believe all of us should actually really hear this because if we only have one compassion, right, and we won't able to fly like the bird, so because it's unstable, right? And of course, being the compassionate one and the wisdom one, which is the Buddha, I actually got a story to share with you, which is the Filial Piety Sutra. In the book, they actually said that the Buddha and his disciples actually happened to see 2 skeletons on on the ground. And what Buddha did, he actually prostrate to this skeleton because he knows that he has the wisdom that maybe a person, because a person have a lot of life, so maybe these two skeletons may happen to be Buddha's parents. Yeah, Buddha's parents in one of the lifetime. So normally in the normal people won't do this, but Buddha knows that. He knows that maybe this skeleton may be their parents in the past life, and because he also knows about parents' compassion, okay, they really, especially our mom, they take care of us, especially when they are pregnant, and especially when we are so young, we don't know anything. We are always taken care of 24 hours, to be fed and of course to sleep well. Yeah.
Yes, so I think as a leader, you must have the wisdom to look in the future as well as learn from our past mistake. And next is we have to have the compassion to bring everyone together so that we can create a warm environment so that everyone is happy to be in this working environment. Right. So Nick, what do you think you have learned today?
Wow, so fast. Time flies when you're actually having fun making conversations, right? So what did I learn today? So what did I learn today is actually both wisdom and compassion are important. So actually, this answers the question that I think some of you will ask, Fasu, which one is important, wisdom or compassion? Okay, so this question is definitely answered. Both is equally important. Why? Because Fasu just now shared wisdom and compassion must go side by side like the wings of the bird. Let me show you an example now. If let's say I'm a bird, right? Okay, if I only have compassion, do you think I can fly or not? Cannot, right? I won't fly stable I won't have the stability to fly, But if I have compassion and wisdom, I can fly properly, I can soar so high up. Alright, so therefore, one accommodates the other. Okay, so please take note that both wisdom and compassion are important. They accommodate each other. So yes, now you have this, let's work on it. Now, not only that, we also know that there's 3 types of leader. First of all will be the compassion oriented, and of course the wisdom oriented, and of course the best of both worlds, okay, which is the compassionate and the wise one, which is the Buddha, that he has both qualities. I think that is what we learned today.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for the nice analogy of the bird. I think we can also use like humans. We have 2 legs, so we need both legs in order to walk step by step towards our goal. Okay, so how can we become the wisdom and compassion oriented kind of leaders? We are able to practice and cultivate both through the teachings, which is the stages to the path of enlightenment. So if we want to be someone like Buddha, we have to learn what he spread, which is the teaching. So in Buddhism, we do learn things that we can apply in our daily lives and live life to the fullest. So let us find the meaning of our life and work towards it.
Okay, guys, that's what Fasu say. Faster, comment in the section below, hashtag Dharma. Hashtag Dharma right now, okay? Hashtag comment. All right, so moving on, okay, I would like to add on for your example on the legs. If we even lose one leg, right, okay, we can actually have clutches. So that is the wisdom part, right? So if we have the wisdom to know how to use the clutches, we still can walk. So that's why wisdom, it proves to you that wisdom and compassion accommodates with each other. Now, moving on to the next slide.
All right, so what is the next slide?
I can't remember. So Fasu, I think got a question for me?
Okay, so during last session, right, do you remember that we have the 10 qualities of great leaders?
What
is the 10 qualities?
I don't think I can remember, but I have a cheat sheet. Fasu, can I have the next slide, please?
All right, so this is your cheat sheet.
Thank you so much. Okay, so What are the 10 qualities? Let me read some for you guys, which is the ability to delegate, communication, gratitude, and learning agility. So, Fashi, what do you think is gonna happen? What are you gonna think gonna happen with this slide next week? Next
Okay.
time, not next week. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm afraid we do not have enough time to go in depth. But then I think we were going to split all of these 10 into like two parts, which is one side wisdom and the other side compassion, so we can analyze and slowly become a great leader like Buddha. So what do you think about this?
Well, I think this one is actually, we are heading more in depth about wisdom and compassion. And of course, I'm not wise enough. So, of course, we will need to save. We don't really have much time. So we have to shift it to the next session. Yes. And of course, and we are about to come to the end of our VenTalk. And we hope that you are able to benefit from this VenTalk. And yes, and let me do one last recap again, which is wisdom and compassion trait. Both comes together, both accommodates with each other. So what you need to remember is actually just to picture a bird. Okay, the left wing, wisdom, right wing, compassion. If both don't come together, cannot fly properly, right? So just remember a bird with two wings, wisdom, compassion. So Fashi, you want to end off?
Yes, so I think Buddha knows that everyone can become a leader. So this is why Buddha spread all of this teaching for us to learn. So yes, so we have to continue to learn and become a better person, not just this life, but life after life. Right, Nick. So thank you for being with me today. I'm very happy to have this discussion with you.
I'm always very honored to be here to be with you, Fashi. And of course, and that's session 2 of being a good leader, which is wisdom and compassion trait. And if you like this video, please click the like button. And of course, if you want this for everyone to be heard, please share. Please click the share button on Facebook, okay? And of course, thank you so much for your time. And we hope to see you in the next session. Good night, everybody.
Thank you and good night.